everyone, welcome to another video with me, Elmo J. Karjalainen. You can call me this guy if my name is tricky to pronounce, and today I'm going to be talking about what happens when you get your dream guitar. Okay, so today I'm going to be talking about what happens when you get your dream guitar. Back when I was a teenager, I saw the album cover of Steve Vai's Passion and Warfare. Oh, and I heard the album as well. It's a killer album, and I just fell in love with that whole thing. And yeah, this guitar was on the cover. Well, not this particular guitar, but the same type of swirly, multicolor, 7-string Ibanez thing. And I just had to have one of those. But that was back when I was a teenager and I had no money. Now I'm not a teenager and still have no money. But I basically went through my teenage years and I always wanted this, and I became an adult and I still wanted this. And a few years back I happened to see one on eBay, and it was ridiculously pricey, as these things are. But I kind of snapped and decided I need to have one of these. I need to have that one. And it said it was in mint condition and all that, and I managed to gather the money and I bought it. And it took a while. It came from England and I took it out of the box and I was over the moon. It was absolutely brilliant. And I played with it and it was brilliant, apart from the fact that it squealed a lot. It doesn't squeal now. But if you don't know what squeal is, it's like feedback. But totally uncontrollable stuff. So instantly you open the volume, it just does that. And this one did that. So I'd had that with a couple of guitars, and I knew that the solution was to wax the pickups. So I took it to my luthier friend, who duly waxed the pickups. And the squealing was so bad that even at home practice volumes, it was squealing through a Roland microcube, which was ridiculous. But he fixed that. He waxed the pickups, and we thought everything would be fine. And it wasn't. So, as you might be suspecting now, this is a bit of a cautionary tale. I was loving the guitar. Acoustically, it was great. And it played nicely and all of that. But still, the squealing was a major problem. So I gave it to my luthier friend again, because it didn't squeal at home volumes after he had waxed the pickups, but it was still squealing at anything approaching band practice volumes or that. And he was at a loss. He's had a long career as a guitar luthier repairman, and just couldn't figure it out. And he did a whole bunch of things to this guitar. And he finally figured out that the problem was the pickguard, because the regular pickguard is made of softer material than this, and it kind of gives a bit, whereas this is very hard type, the kind of plexiglass type stuff, which doesn't give it all. So the guitar had shrunk a bit, as guitars might do with age, because the wood dries and all that. So the guitar had gotten smaller, if I remember his explanation correctly, and that was causing the problem. So the pickups were mounted to the pickguard, and he fixed that by mounting them into the body of the guitar. Problem solved. Nice. Or so I thought. Now, after that, I had the problem that I was comparing this guitar to another Ibanez Universe from the same era that I had, which was one of those green ones, which are even rarer. And the green one had never been a dream guitar of mine. I wanted the swirly thing, but I found that I actually prefer the green one. It was a better guitar. Now, recently we had a practice session with a metal project that was basically my thing, and I was playing a bunch of songs on this guitar. It's drop tuned to A. And all of the band practice, all of that time, I was thinking I'd rather play the green one. I didn't have it at the studio, I had it at home, so I couldn't just switch guitars. And that led me to a kind of a bit of a problem. I came to the realization that maybe this isn't my dream guitar, because it's not as good as the green one. And it costs an insane amount of money. I paid crazy dollars for this, well, or euros, and I basically have a guitar that I rarely use, other than my main motivation might be that I want to play a humbucking guitar on one of my videos and have something that looks spectacular, but that's not a reason to play guitar, at least for me. It might be for you. And granted, it looks brilliant on the wall or on a stand or wherever, but for me that's not really reason enough to keep a guitar. I mean, if I had huge amounts of money in the bank, I might be inclined to just stick it on the wall instead of a piece of art. And you'll be surprised to know that I don't, because I have a huge following on YouTube, and YouTube pays really well. I don't have a huge following on YouTube. It's getting quite nice, but it's not huge. So I got my dream guitar, and I end up in the situation where I find that I'm contemplating actually selling it. Now, if this was a 1,000 or 2,000 euro or dollar guitar, I wouldn't think about it. I'd just keep it because it is quite nice. But it's way over that. We're talking about, these go for between $4,000 and $5,000. I gather that you can even get 6,000 or 7,000 depending on the condition. I have a friend of mine who had one of these as well, and that was a terrible guitar, he said, because it wouldn't stay in tune at all, and he sold it for 4,500 with the warning. The guy who contacted him, he put it online. It took 15 minutes, and someone called him and said, I'll buy that guitar. And he said, my friend said, but you do know that it doesn't stay in tune? And the guy was like, yeah, that doesn't matter, I'll just stick it on the wall. So he paid 4,500 euros, which is roughly $5,000 for a guitar that he would never play. And that's kind of led me to the situation where I don't know if I'm saying farewell to this guitar in this video, because it has a bit of a niggle. It has a volume pot that needs to be changed. That's no biggie, that can happen to any guitar. But I just don't want to really play it. I mean, in videos, okay, it's fine, but in a band situation, there's something lacking. I don't know what it is. It stays in tune great. It feels quite nice, but there's just something that annoys me. It's something I can't quite put a finger on. Something that the green version of this doesn't have. The Universe that I have, which is basically identical. It has a maple fretboard, which is not like this, but pretty much the same guitar, and it's much better. So I got my dream guitar, and it's not my dream guitar. So why am I shooting this video? Well, partly as a kind of cautionary tale. Some dreams aren't all that they seem to be. But I'm not saying that you shouldn't get your dream guitar if you have something that you've been kind of salivating over for years and you get the chance to get one of those. It could work out just fine. But do realize that it might not. So if you're on a tight budget, really tight budget, and you're kind of jeopardizing a marriage or something, hey, my better half, I'm planning on getting one of these $5,000 guitars, and get this answer. A month of silence might not be worth it. It might, but it might not. And more importantly, I think this might be where I'm saying goodbye to this guitar. I'm not 100% certain, but I think it is, because I've been itching for a seven string Strat for a while now, and we have one in kind of working on one on an idea level and thinking about budgets and that kind of stuff. And I can't afford that. I could if I sold this, and I would have monies to spare. So yeah, I'm gonna play a bit on this, and that's basically it. Yeah, I'm planning on selling my dream guitar, which I never ever thought I would when I got this. Yeah, funny how the world works. If you want to watch some of my original music, there's a playlist here somewhere. Other than that, click like if you liked the video. I hope you did. Subscribe if you haven't already. And join me on Patreon, because you get a bunch of exclusive stuff and all of my music. You can even take it for free. There's a link in the description to that. And yeah, did I say subscribe? Probably did. Hit the bell notification thing and comment. Yeah, whatever. Do you like ice cream? I do. Take care. Bye.